Welcome to Neural Wings, your source for Kalamazoo Wings game analysis and predictions, brought to you by absolutely no one. I'm your host, Ano, here to recap the last week of K-Wings hockey and what's ahead for the red, white, and blue. Divisional update. The battle for positioning in the ECHL's Central Division continues as we head into the second week of January. As of January 12th, the Toledo Walleye continue to lead the pack with 42 points in 30 games played, boasting a record of 19 wins, 7 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses. They are followed closely by the Fort Wayne Comets, who also have 42 points, but have played 31 games with a record of 18 wins, 7 losses, 6 overtime losses, and 0 shootout losses. The Bloomington Bison sit in third with 36 points, with a record of 16-12 and 2-2, followed by the Indy Fuel in fourth with 32 points, 14-13 and 3-1. The Cincinnati Cyclones hold fifth place with 31 points, 14 wins, 13 losses, 3 ties, 0 losses. Our Kalamazoo Wings currently occupy the 6th spot in the division. With 30 games played, the K-Wings have a record of 12 wins, 14 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 shootout losses for a total of 28 points. While they are currently trailing the playoff pace, there is significant momentum building in Kalamazoo. The team is riding a 2-game winning streak and has gone 5-4 and 0-1 in their last 10 games. They currently sit only 4 points behind Indy for that 4th place spot, making the upcoming stretch critical for closing the gap. At the bottom of the division, the Iowa Heartlanders trail with 20 points and a 9-21 and 2-0 record. Game breakdowns. January 7th, 2026. Away loss at Bloomington Bison. Score 3-4. The Wings opened their week on the road in a high-scoring affair against the Bison. Ryan Cox got things started early in the first, but Bloomington's offense proved relentless, peppering goaltender Aku Koskenvuo with 41 shots. Despite goals from Derek Dashke and Andre Gantus to keep it close, a late second-period goal by Bloomington's Chong-Min Lee proved to be the difference-maker. Kalamazoo struggled to generate consistent pressure, being outshot 41-26, though their power play was efficient, going 1-for-1 on the night. January 10th, 2026. Home win vs. Iowa Heartlanders. Score 2-1. Returning to the Wings Event Center, Kalamazoo locked into a defensive battle with Iowa. After a scoreless first period, Ryan Cox broke the deadlock in the second. Andre Gantus added what would be the game winner just 52 seconds into the third period. Ty Young was stellar in net, stopping 34 of 35 shots to earn the win. The game turned physical in the second period, with a major fighting penalty between Spencer Kennedy and Iowa's C. Butler. But the Wings kept their composure to secure the victory despite being outshot 35-29. January 11th, 2026. Home win vs. Iowa Heartlanders. Score 4-3. The weekend finale was an emotional roller coaster for the Kalamazoo faithful. The K-Wings jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first, behind goals from newcomer Ray Bryce and defenseman Kylor Wall. Iowa roared back with 3 straight goals to take a lead in the third, but Kalamazoo showed incredible resilience. Colin Sackerman tied the game midway through the final frame, and Ryan Cox sealed the comeback victory with his second game winner of the weekend at the 15:10 mark. Ty Young stood tall again, with 32 saves, helping the Wings sweep the weekend series. Performance analysis. When looking at what the K-Wings did well this week, The standout factor was their incredible mental toughness and ability to find clutch scoring in high-pressure moments. This was on full display during the home stand against Iowa, where the team consistently found ways to secure game-winning goals late in the third period. This late-game heroics were made possible by the rock-solid presence of Ty Young in the crease. Young was the clear backbone of the weekend sweep, turning aside 66 of the 70 shots he faced over 2 games to provide much-needed defensive stability. This combination of elite goaltending and a resilient, never-quit attitude has allowed the K-Wings to snatch victories from the jaws of defeat, demonstrating a level of grit that is absolutely essential for any team looking to climb back into the playoff conversation. However, there are still several areas of concern where the Wings must improve if they want to sustain this momentum. Most notably, the team struggled significantly with shot suppression all week, allowing themselves to be consistently outshot by their opponents, surrendering 41, 35, and 35 shots, respectively, across their 3 contests. Beyond the defensive zone, the power play remains a work in progress. While they found success on the man advantage in Bloomington, they went a concerning 0 for 5 during the 2 games at Wings Event Center. Finally, the coaching staff will likely be addressing team discipline after seeing some unnecessary late-game roughing penalties on Sunday. Giving an opponent like Iowa those extra chances to claw back late in a game is a dangerous habit that could prove costly against higher-seeded divisional rivals. Roster moves. It was a revolving door for the roster this week, driven largely by movements with our AHL affiliate in Abbotsford. January 5th to 6th. The week started with heavy subtractions as Hunter Strand, Quinn Preston, and Zach Okabe were all called up to Abbotsford. January 7th. In a major shakeup, the Wings traded Antonio Venuto to Maine and signed forward Garrett Devine. On the positive side, Hunter Strand and Quinn Preston were returned from loan, and veteran leaders Todd Skirving and Cam Knuble were activated from the 14-day IR. January 9th to 10th. Defenseman Derek Dashke was recalled by Abbotsford, while the Wings saw the return of Davis Pennington from the 3-day IR. January 11th. To cap off the week, the team signed forward Ray Bryce, who made an immediate impact with a goal in his debut. In the crease, Jonathan Lemieux was activated from reserve to swap spots with Aku Koskenvuo. Based on the goaltender situation in Abbotsford, we are likely to see Young get called up this week. Upcoming games. Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. The K-Wings are headed out to Iowa to continue the deer hunt. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Friday, January 16th, 2026. Kalamazoo is home to celebrate Hockey is for Everyone night at the Wings Event Center. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rainbow Ice. Saturday, January 17th, 2026. The Wings head down to Fort Wayne to meet the Comets in their home. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, that's it for today. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend. It helps out more than you know. I'm Ano, and this is Neural Wings. Let's go, K-Wings.